This is a summary of the book, Last Day Events by Ellen G. White. The 20th chapter. Christ, only Christ and his righteousness will obtain for us a passport into heaven. If we can meet Jesus in peace and be saved, forever saved, we shall be the happiest of beings. Oh, to be home at last, where the wicked cease from troubling and the weary are at rest. I saw the exceeding loveliness and glory of Jesus. His countenance was brighter than the sun at noonday. His robe was whiter than the whitest white. How can I describe to you the glories of heaven and the lovely angels singing and playing upon their harps of 10 strings? The wonderful things I there saw I cannot describe. Oh, that I could talk in the language of Canaan, then I could tell a little of the glory of the better world. There was a tree of life and the throne of God. Out of the throne came a pure river of water, and on either side of the river was the tree of life. On one side of the river was a trunk of a tree, and a trunk on the other side of the river, both of pure, transparent gold. At first I thought I saw 2 trees. I looked again and saw that they were united at the top in one tree. So it was the tree of life on either side of the river of life. Its branches bowed to the place where we stood, and the fruit was glorious. It looked like gold mixed with silver. All come forth from their graves, the same in stature as they were when they entered the tomb. Adam, who stands among the risen throng, is of lofty height and majestic form, in stature but a little below the Son of God. But all arise with the freshness and vigor of eternal youth. Restored to the tree of life in the long-lost Eden, the redeemed will grow up. We shall know our friends, even as the disciples knew Jesus. They may have been deformed, diseased, or disfigured in this mortal life, and they rise in perfect health and symmetry, yet in the glorified body, their identity will be perfectly preserved. There are men today who express their belief that there will be marriage and births in the new earth, but those who believe in the scriptures cannot accept such doctrines. The doctrine that children will be born in the new earth is not a part of the sure word of prophecy. As the little infants come forth, immortal from their dusty beds, they immediately wing their way to their mother's arms. They meet again, never more to part, but many of the little ones have no mother there. We listen in vain to the rapturous song of triumph from the mother. The angels receive the motherless infants and conduct them to the tree of life. Whether all the children of unbelieving parents will be saved, we cannot tell, because God has not made known his purpose in regard to this matter, and we had better leave it where God has left it and dwell upon the subjects made plain in his word. In regard to the case of A, you see him as he now is and deplore his simplicity. He is without conscientiousness of sin. The grace of God will remove all his hereditary, transmitted imbecility, and he will have an inheritance among the saints in light. To you, the Lord has given a reason. A is a child as far as the capacity of reason is concerned, but he has the submission and obedience of a child. There are mysteries in the plan of redemption, and these will be the study of the redeemed through eternal ages as they contemplate the work of God in creation and redemption. New truth will continually unfold to the wondering and delighted minds as they learn more and more of the wisdom, the love, and the power of God. Their minds will be constantly expanding. Their joy will continually increase. The great controversy is ended. Sin and sinners are no more. We have come to the end of the reading of the book Last Day Events by Ellen G. White. We hope that you have been blessed by this summary, and we would like to invite you to share this summary with everyone so that the world may be warned of the events that will soon take place in the last days, in order that we may all be ready to meet Christ when he shall come again in the clouds to take us home, where we shall spend eternity with him. Until then, be blessed and continue to watch unto prayer.